dealing with here is a total lack of respect for the law.
Yes, here we are, folks. It's part 2. We finished early last night. We did about an hour last night to about 10:30, but then I'd dance rehearsals, finishing, kids coming home, disturbing the peace. Talking about disturbing the peace and disrespecting the law, we've just disrespected Unibet big time.
Yeah.
Just shows, I mean, we've all sorts of accounts. We've probably got a core of 5 or 6 bookies that we're on every day. And we've recently done this SBK. We've bandited them. We've done High Bet. But I've not been in the Unibets for a long time, and I waltzed into the Bandits' house excited about thousands of pounds, and next minute I was cheering 6p wins on free spins. What do you make of that? It all adds up. Like Mr. N says, better in his pocket than the rookies. Anyway, went into my account and won £11.10, so there's an £11 yank.
A £1 yank.
A £1 yank. Always trying to bring the bandit down. Anyway, so onwards to where we were. So we'd done the Friday yesterday, and obviously the rules and regulations. Obviously, Ryanair, there's lots of rules, but we know the main players in this race. So looking at the Ryanair, if we bring up the betting, your man Gaelic Warrior and Factor File both even money. It looks like Factor File's going to be supplementary for the Gold Cup. Gaelic Warrior, I mean, we've absolutely hammered it. I looked the other day, and I think this is our one horse on the festival. The amount we've got on it at 12 to 1, 10 to 1 between March and August is unbelievable. And every bet is with a good horse, what's running. So hopefully Factor File gets put in the Gold Cup.
What happens if Gaelic Warrior goes to Gold Cup now?
Well, it's the Titanic hit an iceberg, isn't it? Then
Then John Bond becomes a good bet at 4 to 1.
I don't think so.
Well, I do.
I think it's run its races this year. It's a 10-year-old now. Yeah. I mean, this Romeo Coolio, we've obviously hammered it at 16s for the Browns and the Arkle. If this turns up here, you just want to know where these horses are running, don't you? Is there any each way shouts that we see here? You're looking at Firefox 20 to 1, Founder 50, 16 to 1. Could those two be good each way shouts?
Founder 50, yeah, I should imagine,
yeah. Croke Park, 100 to 1.
They've been talking about Envoy Allen today. But that was for the Gold Cup, and it's 33 to 1 here.
Right, okay, right. Well, we did the Gold Cup yesterday, didn't we? But 33 to 1, Envoy Allen, get on it. Big man, it says. So, yeah, you're looking at Ryanair. 9 of the last 13 finished first or second last time out, which most of these horses have done. Mullin's got a good record in it, so you're looking at Gaelic and Factor File. 11 of the last 14 had already won a Grade 1. Knocks out the likes of Hartwood. Most of these have ran at Cheltenham before. It's a new reel I put in this morning. Last 15 winners all aged between 7 and 9, which knocks out your man John Bon. It's a 10-year-old. So last 15 winners, all of the last 15 were aged between 7 and 9. And you're going to break the trend, are you?
Yeah.
Well, the rules are telling you not to back it.
I don't listen to the rules.
Doesn't play by the rules. Yeah, I mean, it's all about Gaelic Warrior for me there. I heard, I don't know who I was listening to. I think it was Andrew and Josh. Let's Talk Racing. That they're saying Bob Olinger is in better fettle than ever, better fettle than it was last year. So you look at the stayers. I mean, your man Tehupu. I mean, we'd love it to win because we've got a heck of a lot of money on it. This Tehupu. We're just on her. We're live here on her.
My percent on the Nintendo is gone.
Oh, you can put your YouTube on, okay. Just been interrupted by a mini bandit. But you only got another 12 years till I can sign him up to a few accounts. You'll have to help him. Right. So, Stayers Hurdle, production value 0 here. You're looking at your man Tupu 64. I don't think we need to top it with a load at 4 to 1. We've been hammering it all at 4 to 1. Gordon has said that this honesty policy, which is another one of his horses, is the only horse he thinks can beat it. So Elliot Strong here I think we've got to be all over. You look at the betting, Woodoo's not going to run here. Ballyburn, I just don't see it now. I think this Mashan 2 and Bob Holland, you know I was saying before about when we have our bets at Cheltenham, all this what we've done, we shouldn't be backing what we fancy, the favourite, the ones we've got money on. We should be backing the third and fourth strings in these races. Bob Holland's 6-1, Mashan 2, 7-1.
Yeah, that's us, that.
That's us. That's why anyone who's boot building. I think that's where we fell up in the past. We've still gone there with, you know. So yeah, that's the status. I mean, what are the? I mean, Bob Holland obviously breaks all the rules, doesn't he? Because, what was it? 10 of the last 13 are aged between 6 and 8. So if you go off that, Tiupu's 10 in February, it's 10 now. So 10 of the last 13 between 6 and 8. Tiupu's not in that mould. Your man Bob Hollinger's 50. So you look at Mashan 2, a 7-year-old, and you look at what did I say then?
Honester.
Yeah, Honesty Policy 6 and Cabal de Mafan 6. So if there's anything new, if Bob's not going to take this out and Tiupu doesn't, you've got to be looking at that Mashan 2, I think. You've got to be looking at Mashan 2. So 7-year-olds have won 6 races at the last 10. So Honest Policy 6, probably not. I think, yeah, Mashan 2 with a top up on Bob is what our plan's going to be. Are we happy with that race where we are and what we've got to do? This Jack Richards, obviously I've left, there's no rules for this with it now being a handicap. Obviously all the weights are coming out next Tuesday, the 24th. But I've heard, and this is where I say things happen. You go to Cheltenham and you say it, why didn't I see it? You know, you go that many years, things always win what have won there before. And you're going to have a supreme winner here in Slade Steel, probably in this race. And from what I think it was Andrew and Josh I listened to, I think they were on about, he's quite keen on it, saying it's in good fettle. So I'll just go through the horses here for you. Regent Stroll, McClory, Jordan's Cross. That Jordan's Cross was impressive last time. Jacob's Ladder, Jade de Grugy, Cocktail Divin, Jericho de Repine. But I think again you've got to wait. But we've not. I will try and get some rules like this. But like I said, it only went to a handicap last year, didn't it? Went to a handicap last year into that race. What won it last year? What won the Jack Richards? What won last year? I've not made a note of it. Colwell Potter won it. Did it? Colwell Potter won the 2025 Jack Richards. It made all, didn't it? Not made a note on there of that. Colwell Potter. Let's have a look. Because it was doing pretty bad before that run, wasn't it? It weren't jumping well at all. So what did it go into that race at last year weight wise? Cheltenham won again in Aintree afterwards, didn't it? So it went into that race 11 stone 4. It was rated 146. So if there's anything to go off, first time run, that was the credentials of Colwell Potter in that race. You look at the Pertemps. I mean, again, you've got to wait till the weights come out next Tuesday. But Pertemps last year, do you remember Doddy the Great won it? Because Henderson had 2 in it last year, didn't he? And we had the other one. What was the other one? What was the other one last year?
I don't know if he still has Doddy the Great or not.
No, he don't have it anymore.
I didn't think he did.
He don't have it. But last year, all I remember is we were on the other one. Let's have a look. Jericho de Repine.
Yeah.
So, Doddy the Great won it last year. I've got a few rules here. 8 of last 12 were rated. So you want to get your newspaper when you got all the weights. 8 of last 12 were rated between 134, 146. 11 of last 15 winners carried 11 stone 4 or less. So you've got to be looking at stuff like that. All of the last 12 had 6 hurdle runs beforehand. 10 of the last 12 aged between 6 to 8. When you've got these big field handicaps, I think you've got to be putting lines through and seeing a clearer picture. If you can narrow it down to 6 horses, do you know what I mean? You've got to use these rules, I think, for stuff like that. And we've got to use these a little bit better. For now, I've had a look. The one horse, what probably the form's been franked on, Supremely West, came 6th of 8 last time out. And it was 11 stone 8 last time out. So if the handicapper should drop it a few pounds, it gets close to that 11 stone 4 threshold, doesn't it? This Supremely West, I heard Smoking Steve's been coy on it for quite a while. He's a man that knows what's going on, that lad. Last time out, Indiva Blue won that race. There's in with some nice types. Yeah, I mean, that's the only one for now what I've looked at. I've looked at them all. There's that and Yearman. What? That Yearman. 11 stone 1 last time out, and it came 6th. And then another horse, I don't know if it's in the betting, this Lavender Hill Mob. Now, that was talked up last year, and it won this year at big odds, didn't it? It won a race at big odds.
Announced.
But I don't know. Yearman's there. I don't know if this Lavender Hill Mob is in the betting. It's not. No, I just made a note, which obviously not been entered. Because the entries have come out today, haven't they? So yeah, Yearman 14-1, Supreme. The rest are true that have stuck out to me a little bit. I just had a look at what weights some of these were last time out. And, you know, C'est France was 12 stone 1 and it won its last race, so it's going to go up, innit, in the weights. And that's the favourite at the minute, that's C'est France. So if anything, Mr. Big Bandit, I'm putting you off, because I know you like to just hammer the favourites in these handicaps when you don't know what you're doing, when you're just spread betting. It was 12 stone 1 last time. 11 at last 15 have carried below 11 stone 4. So I don't think we're going to be back in that. Irish Plate last year, Jaguar won it. Since 2000, only 6 winners have carried over 11 stone. 11 out of the last 12 had won a race this year. I mean, Jaguar could go back to back in this if it ends up in it. 7 of the last 10 won on Cheltenham debut. So we want to be looking. So 7 at last 10 in this race hadn't ran at Cheltenham before. You want to be looking for a type you might think handles the hill. Horses between 139 and 145 have won 10 of the last 12. So I think it's one for having a real look at these big handicaps and narrowing the fields in, because you can't see the wood for the trees often. Mears Novice Hurdle. I'm just going to make a walk and go and dry. I'll let you talk about this, Mr. Big Bandit. What we're thinking, Mears Novice Hurdle, Bambino Fever?
Oh yeah, definitely. Bambino Fever looks the horse to be on in this race.
I mean, you talk about that Cheltenham form and horses coming back, and you sat there. I mean, most people have stood there. The Big Bandit sat there in his seat saying, bloody hell, that thing won here 2 years ago. So you've got Slade Steel there. I think wherever that Slade Steel ends up, these horses what come back time again at Cheltenham. You really got to follow the Cheltenham form. Mears Novice Hurdle, you've obviously got this old school outlaw. So yeah, let's just have a look how Bambino Fever and old school outlaw fit the bill here.
I'm just looking, I can't see it, old school outlaw.
It is old school outlaw, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, but I can't see it.
We're back in it, hold on. Let's have a quick look. Get on here. Mears Novice.
Mustn't be that one.
Mears Novice. Yeah, you got Bambino Fever, old school outlaw, Selma
In the Meuse Novice, this.
Meuse Novice, yeah. Second favourite old school outlaw.
I'm on 365 and I can't see it.
I'm on 365. You're on the Turners, that's why. Right, Bambino Fever, an old school outlaw. Now, 4 of the last 6 were bred in France. So the question is, where was this Bambino Fever bred? Sorry, folks, I am doing this while we're on area. I don't have ample time on my hands. So this Bambino Fever. Jukebox Jude Midnight Way. It's not a French horse. 9 of the last 10 had previously won over around 2 mile, which this horse has.
The bumper.
Willie has form in the race. 7 of the last 10 rated 135 or higher. This horse is going to be rated higher than that. All winners have been aged between 5 and 6, and she's a 6-year-old. In fact, the rating on this is 131. Last time, I think that's last time out. Right, let's have a little flip to old school outlaw. Because we've had a few bets on this old school outlaw, but we probably want to top up, don't we? Really?
Yeah, I suppose so.
JP horse, this old school outlaw, 6-year-olds, fits the bill on that part. 6-year-old. What was its rating last time? 137 rated. So really, that stat is going against Bambino, where it's rated 131. I have to double check I've got that right, but if I have, the stats are really with old school outlaw on the best RPR. So looking at Racing Post, best RPR on Bambino's 131, this old school outlaw's 137. And your stats are telling you it needs to be over 135.
Mm-hmm.
What is the RPR, Mr. Big Bandit?
It's the rating.
But who decides it? Where does it come from? The handicap or something? Something like that. I'm sure someone in the comments will enlighten us with that. So is it the best racing? I don't know how they score it, but yeah, we probably want to. That's an eye opener. That. Now the other stat is 4 of 6 are bred in France. So this I've seen it in a couple of bets. I think you've put it in Selma de Vere. I haven't seen it run. It's a JP Richie horse. So it's one of Richie's, which do tend to bloody in at Cheltenham. Is it French? It sounds French. Day. I'm imagining there's normally an F. Oh yeah, it is a French horse. It is a French horse. So this is a 129 RPR. I mean, obviously, 4 out of the last 6 are bred in France. Doesn't mean all bloody French horses are going to win. Probably rightfully up there in the betting. It's only a 4-year-old though. So you look at that and you say all the winners have been 5 or 6. This Selma de Vere could be a good bet for next year, or it won't be a novice, will it? Possibly by then. It's got to be between the front 2, really, though, hasn't it? I think. Could you look any further than the front 2? We have nibbled at this echoing silence a few times. Mons 2, I think that's going Triumph, isn't it?
I think it's entered in Triumph.
Yeah, let's have a little echoing silence. 6-year-old. I think Smoking Steve were talking about this horse. That's why I started. Because I've put in a few, haven't I? 124. 124 rated. So really, if you look at the rules we've sort of got against this race, it's got to be this old school outlaw. Probably need a bit of a top up though.
Yeah, old school.
One for one for the racing post tracker, one for the big bandits tracker. Kim Muir, daily present, won last year off 10 stone 11. Again, I think it's a race not to talk too much about. You've got to look at the stats when the weights come out. 10 of the last 13 age between 7 or 8. 7 of the last 10 had run at a previous festival, so that's something to look at a horse that's run at the festival before. 9 out of the last 10 finished in the first 3 in either of the last 2 races. And only 2 of the last 14 winners carried below 11 stone. So you're looking at something above 11 stone for this race. I'm trying to think if I've heard anyone recently talking about anything for this Kim Muir. Has anything stuck in your mind about it, Mr. Randall?
No.
Why can't I find the Kim Muir on the betting? It might have come off with entries being today. It has done. Anyway, we'll wrap up the Thursday. So on to the Wednesday. We've got the Browns. I mean, God, it was all about final demand, wasn't it?
It was, but not anymore.
We need to have another recce on the rules of this race because
once again, Romeo Coolio's coming to the favourite in this now. 3-1 favourite.
Yeah, they're saying the trip's not ideal. This talk it needs something in between the Arkle and the Browns. Gordon doesn't really want to take it here, but the connections do. We've hammered Big Westerner on the plus side. We've hammered the Big Westerner early on for this race. You always say stick with them just because they've had a bad run doesn't mean they're a bad horse. This final they've had, we're looking. If you remember, not the last time, the last day, not the last race it ran, the one before, it went into more or less even money because it ran really well.
If somebody had offered you 72 3 months
4-1 it is, yeah.
Oh, 4-1 then. You just snap the hand off.
Snap the hand off, wouldn't you?
And it's not got any worse. It's still the same horse.
Not in the view of the public.
Obviously, if Romeo Coolio doesn't run here, then final demand will shoot right into favourite again.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying 10 of the last 15 rated 153 or higher. This has run to 158. Obviously, it was disappointing last time out. Kay Doughty beat it last time out. Western Full. How did Kay Doughty do at Cheltenham last year? Because it was a talked up horse, wasn't it? And it got pulled up last year. So for all what you're thinking about, final demand, if you look at Cheltenham form, in last year's Turners, final demand came third, only narrowly beaten, if you remember, by Yellow Clay and New Lion. Kay Doughty was pulled up. Now, Kay Doughty is 92 in the betting. So you're looking, like you say, you go to the Browns, you're looking at an horse what's 9 to... Oh, I've got different... No, I've got different odds on my app. I'm not logged in on the Bet365 app. Maybe I need to refresh it. On the Bet365 app, it's 4-1 final demand. Hey, the buggers! I'm logged in here.
Yeah, is it not?
I'm on the. I was going to say that they're giving bad. They're giving different odds to me who's logged in.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're looking at an horse 7-2 final demand. I don't think Romeo turns up here. I think it's between the Arkle and Ryanair. And if he does, I'm not. You're looking at final demand 7-2. A horse what has got Cheltenham form, came very close third last year. Against a 4-1 shot, the next horse, Kay Doughty, what pulled up at Cheltenham. You then look at Big Westerner, the Mur, yeah, good. We've got a good bet on that. You then look at this Wendigo. Now, Wendigo beat final demand last time out, didn't it? So Kay Doughty won. Oh, no, it didn't. We're talking Western Fold. Again, confused me. W's. Western Fold was second. One of Gordon Elliott's horses. So let's have a little look at the rules here then. So 18 of the last 21 were 7-year-olds, which your man Romeo Cool's an 8-year-old. Kit's Bull's a 6-year-old. Wendigo fits the bracket. Kay Doughty's only a 6-year-old. let's have a little nose. This Western Fold is a 7-year-old. Western Fold, and it's ran to 160 over fences, one of Gordon's. The other rules in this, in top 3 in betting, which you're going to know on the day, 11 of the last 16 had at least 3 chase starts. So Western Falls had 11 chase starts. Final Demand has had 3, so it fits the bill. Let's put him as having 3. What was your other one there? The Big Westerner. Big Westerners had only had 2. I'll put another 2, sorry. And rated to 142. So you start looking at the ratings and you're sort of in between. What did I say Western Fort was 160? And you're saying rated 153 or higher, so Final Demand is. Kitzbühel is, but it's 6-year-old. Romeo is, but it's an 8-year-old. Yeah. Wendigo and Western Fold are horses. We've had a little bit on Wendigo, probably this Western Fold. If you go off the form of beating Final Demand last time out and Cade Doughty doesn't handle Cheltenham. 9 of the last 12 winners did win the last race, however. Which brings your man Cade Doughty into it from that point of view. Romeo won his last race. Did Big Westerner win its last race? It did. It did. It won at Christmas, didn't it? Yeah. It's going to be an interesting race, that. But I think I'm with a big band that stick to the Final Demand for now. Sure we'll get a bit of stick for that. But that Kitzbühel won its last race. It has won this year, hasn't it? Backed it, the grey, isn't it? Kitzbühel, yellow colours on it. Kitzbühel. It won, then did it unseat last time out? Unseated. So if you forgive the unseating on this Kitzbühel, that could come into contention, couldn't it? One of Willie's. It's ran to 157. It's had 3 chase starts. 18 of the last 21 were 7-year-olds. Big stat, that, isn't it? Right, not all of them were though. Right, okay, let's move on. Champion Chase. I mean, we know what's in the betting here, don't we? We've hammered Marsborough, haven't we? It's what is it now? 7-4. Christ. 6-4 in places. No one will know better, isn't it? And Marine. What we're thinking here, because there was a point where you got keen on Ilite Tomp again, and that's blown out since. And surely John Bond's going to skip this race now.
I don't think John Bond for this race.
No. It's not going to go for this race. So, Mose Marine National were happy enough that you got your man Ilise Thompson, Load of Sud. 12 of the last 17 were rated over 160, which most of your horses qualify for that. Even your likes of Solness and Calixios. So there are horses in the race, as we know. 10 of the last 12 had at least 2 runs at Cheltenham. Marine has, Marsborough has, Ilite has, Calixios has. Not sure about Solness. Let's have a look.
The Dusud.
The Dusud has run at Cheltenham. Well, are you fancying the Dusud?
No, opposite really. I don't think it's got the class of the other horses.
It's run at Cheltenham twice.
So it has run at Cheltenham twice.
Yeah. I mean, if you go for ratings, Load of Sud's rating is one. From before. Load of Suds, according to RPRs, has run to 170 at best. And your man Masborough, I think with Masborough, it's just if it gets round, it's run to 179.
That's a big question mark.
Masborough's your best horse in the race, isn't it?
Yeah, but the question mark, will it get round?
Yeah.
It jumped well last time, but it has big issues with jumping.
Could end up being an Alpha Biol or...
Yeah. I wouldn't really risk any more money on Masborough myself.
Yeah, I mean, your Marine Nationals run to 173. That's why I spread. But I mean, we have spread with loads on Marine, with loads on Masborough. If any of those two win, we're happy. With a little bit on Elite, bit on Calixios, bit on Load of Sud. Just don't want something strange winning it. The Turners. What was the Gallagher's? Is the Gallagher? Yeah, can't keep up with what it is.
Turners.
11 of the last 16 had won a Grade 1 before. No Drama has, Skylight has, Dr. Steenberg has if it ends up in this. But I was looking at the betting. This, when you look, you saw Tudor, Ballyfad and King Rascal haven't. This I'll sort that 16 to 1 has won a Grade 1. All 20 winners aged between 5 and 6. So most of them fit that bill. Let's just check. I think it is. This I'll sort that. What are you thinking? Because this No Drama this end, you've really hammered it.
Yeah, I really fancy No Drama this end. Mighty Park's coming to the betting, and I can't look any further than the first two betting.
Yeah, I mean, people have been really keen on this Mighty Park, haven't they? So the rules say 11 of the last 16 have won a Grade 1. As Mighty Park won a Grade 1. What was it? What it won? No, it was just a maiden, wasn't it? Yeah, I weren't sure I'd updated this. That's why it's not in that box. Skylight Hustle has. I mean, if you look on the theory that Dr. Steenberg goes Albert Bartlett, I think you've got to have a little nibble at this. I'll sort that and talk the talk. If you go off that, a lot, 11 of 16's won a Grade 1. 14 of the last 16 won on the last start, which most of these horses in the betting have done. Mullins has won 3 out of the last 4 of this. So you've got to be watching it for your man Willie with his Mighty Park. This I'll sort that. I mean, I've weaved it in a bit since I did these stats. David Needham.
What's the last race on the Thursday? Do you know?
Is it Grand Annual? On Thursday? This is Wednesday.
Probably, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just have a look. Just got a bit of a news flash.
A news flash?
Oh, yeah. Get some that again. Grand Albert will be running in the 5:20 on the Thursday.
At Cheltenham?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So your Grand Albert is an horse we've got shares in with this owners group. Its jumping's really let it down. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Big Bandit, you like to leave the racecourse early, don't you?
Yeah, no, but I think if we got an owner's badge, you could.
Well, we're there this year.
Just change that rule.
We're at Cheltenham Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're staying over Thursday night in Birmingham. We're watching Gold Cup at home. It's possible we could stay for the last race.
Yeah.
He likes to leave early and get ahead of what he calls the crush. It'd be nice to have an owner's badge when your horse is running at Cheltenham, wouldn't it? Should I apply for the badge?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Apply for the badge.
Apply for the badge. Yeah. That would be nice, wouldn't it? We did win an owner's badge for it at ADOC, but it got what happened?
It got round.
No, we won one.
The last time it run, it got round. It
Yeah,
did.
but we won one on the third. It got pulled out, or the race was cancelled.
Oh yeah, the meeting was cancelled. I mean.
Yeah. Right, I'm applying for the owner's badges. We're on here now. News flash from the Big Bandit. Leave your viewers hanging and look after yourself. So it's the last race on the Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, I think I've done this in all. It's the Kim Muir, isn't it? That is it?
The Kim Muir.
Well, you've got the Potemps to play. The Kim Muir.
It's not Potemps.
I think it's the Kim Muir. Kim
they've changed them all round, haven't they? Yeah.
Oh, you can't keep up with what's going on. Race 26. I'll tell you what time it is here. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Kim Muir. Let's have a see actually where it fits in these stats. Why I've got it on. So the Kim Muir. So it's just been entered in it now. Now this Grand Albert, it's an awesome. Like I said, we've got shares in it. Came second to Caldwell Potter up at Carlisle last year. Caldwell Potter's obviously
40
first.
to 1.
It's 40 to 1, is it? Yeah. Let's just have a look. So the last.
It was in the.
Yeah.
The trial for the Grand National.
It was on a Grand National trial, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It run on to about
yeah,
fourth, I think.
Sixth,
was it?
Best RPR 127. Last time it was classed as 122. So only two of the last 14 carried below 11 stone. So last time out, your man Grand Albert carried 10 stone 5. It's not looking good.
It might not get into the race. There's a lot of entries.
Yeah. We'll part that. Big Bandit for a bomb into the episode there. So yeah, you like no driver for the Gallagher's. Onto the Coral Cup again. We'll have to talk about this nearer the time. You can see the rules on there. 14 of the last 17 rated 140 or over. 11 winners in the last 17 years, 16 to 1 or more. So he's probably trying to tell you what's going to win the thing. Last year, Jimmy DeSoe won it. But if you're crossing horses out in that big field, 10 of the last 12 had one previous run at Cheltenham. So you want to be looking out for that. 10 of the last 12 were aged between 6 to 8. 11 of the last 12 had at least 2 wins over hurdles, so you want to be looking at that. With 10 out of those 12 having 6 runs. 9 of the last 10... 10 of the last 14 races, 12 to 1 more, right, okay. Horses, what were in the betting, what I like, because I've been following them. I like that Celtic Dino, how it ran at Ascot when we watched it. Feet of a Dancer, a lot of people smoking Cheltenham's been speaking about that quite a lot, and this French ship, although it fell the other day, didn't it? Copec de Me. There's always one horse, what was a talked up horse last year, what comes back and you say, bloody hell, they were all going crazy, like that Lavendale Mob, they were all over it, and then it won a race at 50 to 1 or something. This Copec de Me, just, cross country is difficult now, it's a handicap. I've got my rules, but I think all the rules are out of the water because it changed to a handicap last year. Stumptown won it, obviously. What I liked, I watched the races back when the Super Bowl was on. Vanillier didn't half run on last year at the end, and it got hampered 2 out, I think. So Vanillier's obviously had a good win this year. There's a lot of people talking up this Favore de Champdou. Yes, it was impressive. I think Favore, get some money on it. Vanillier won't put anyone off. Just looking at how it ran on last year in the race, and it was hampered. You're looking for horses that like the cross-country style race, aren't you? That's half the battle.
Yeah.
And that Jury de l'Est, I wouldn't put anyone off that because it had a good run. It led all the way, didn't it?
I don't know much about the Desert Moor House.
Desert Moor House, what's that? Oh yeah, it's 11.
I don't know
I
anything
mean,
about
what the rules used to be for this race, 14 of the last 15 8 years or older, 13 of the last 15 at least one trip further than 3 mile 6. 6 of the last 5 had won the prep race. Desert Moros fits those 3 bills. It's an 11-year-old. The Goffer does. Right, you got a spread, few horses, what you've heard about Goffer. Goffer hasn't performed well in these cross countries though, I don't think. Favore, Stumptown, Vanilla for me, maybe a little bit on this Desert Moros. Grand Daniel, not talk too much about it. Jazzy Matty won it last year, Unexpert. Betty Party won it in 2024. A lot of stats for you there. Don't back the top weight. The last 34 renewals, the top weight's not won it. So, cross the top weight out. But again, look at those rules and cross things out. So, you're looking at 9 out of the last 12 had had 1 run at Cheltenham before. Got to be looking at that. 13 of the last 14 had had 6 hurdle or chase races. 10 of the last 12 were aged between 6 and 9. And 10 of the last 12 rated between 135 and 147. That's sort of your sweet spot. The bumper. I mean, everyone's waiting for Vernon's horse because Smoking Steve's dad, Vernon, has picked the bumper winner, I think, the last 2 years. So come on, Steve, get your finger out, mate. Never mind relaxing in that conservatory, having a vape. Where's the bumper winner? What we're thinking? Because you're the bumper man as well, Mr. Big Bandit. You know, can you just get some water?
I've not got a bumper horse this year. I usually have a bumper horse or two, but this year, nothing whatsoever. I've not heard anything at all.
If you go off the fact that Willie does well, Willie's got this querying, hasn't he? And we've been hammering this querying. Let's just have a look at. Let's get the bumper up. So you look at the bumper. You've got this Love Sign Danu, Berta Gill, Quirin's one of Willie's. We've been hammering that at 14. Our trigger is the brother. I think it's the Gaelic Warrior, isn't it? It's sibling to. I think it's Gaelic Warrior. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it is Gaelic Warrior. So that's interesting. Smoking Stevie does keep going on about this more ramble, but it's not his dad's horse. So, Steve, we really want to know what your dad thinks, really. Yeah, I think looking at the betting though, the other one we've really having is Quirin, haven't we? We had a spell of really having.
That's the only one, isn't it? All the others are not running. I think what we've backed.
Yeah, I mean, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to plug in here. Battery's gonna go. If you look at the rules, you might end up having to do a third take of this because I've got about 20 minutes left. I've got to go. Irish have won 14 of the last 17, so that goes well for your man Quirin. 15 of the last 16 had had at least 2 bumper runs. So if someone's only had 1 bumper run, you don't want to be backing it, do you, really? Going off the rules. Quirin, 4-year-old French horse, can't back it. You cannot back it, according to the rules. It's only had 1 bumper run. I mean, granted, it won it. So 11 of the last 12 had at least 1 run or 15 to 17 furlongs. 10 of the last 12 rated 124 or higher. Now this was rated 118 last time. All last 12 days between 5 and 6. This is a 4-year-old. So I'm telling you, Quirin's the one we need Vernon. We're at a loss here. Come on, Steve. Get your finger out. Yeah, what's the other horses in this race? That Love Sign Janu. Oh. Love Signed Anu. Again, it's one of Rich Richie's. That's the one, and it's Mullins. Rich Richie colours, the pink and green. It's had 2 bumper runs. So if you go off that, unless Willie's not been able to get this Quirin out, and it's the class horse and it's just had to have 1 run for whatever reason. Be interesting to see what Paul
So
writes.
the favourite's Mullins.
The favourite's the one that It's a 5-year-old as well. I think looking at the rules I've created, you've got to be topping up on. Mullins has won 8 of the last 10.
Yeah, he's good with bumpers. Mullins.
So you've got to look at this love sign. Diana, Rich is involved in the bloody thing. I mean, the man likes winners, doesn't he? Richie wants winners. That's what the man wants. Anything else in the bumper? Oh, we don't really. We've put this Bentragill. I've heard someone talking about keep him company. That might have been Smoking Steve, but it weren't his dad's horse. Let's just have a look. Production value is quite low here because I'm doing this as we're on the thing here. Bentragill, guess who it is? Again, it's your man Willie.
Right, so you got the first three there. You're probably the first three home.
5-year-old, 114. If you go off the ratings, this Love Sign Giannu is the only one what's above 124 on the last rating anyway.
I think the best thing to do with the bumper is
see what Paul's on.
With these three Mullins is Luke can see what jockey's on what.
Yeah.
That might be the best clue.
Keep him company. This is a 6-year-old. It's one of Gordon's. That's why Steve's been on about it. Rated 125. So you could argue are the Mullins horses artificially priced?
Well, they always are.
Because the Willies. And you might be taking a risk that this query isn't something special and he's only be able to get one run into it. This keep him company, what odds is it? Because Steve's been on it. Let's take a punt that Steve's keeping things quiet.
12 to 1.
Steve's been a bit greedy. He doesn't want to give the game away. He wants the odds. And maybe this is Vernon's horse. It fits the bill. If you go on the rules of 10 and last 12 rated 125, this keeping company should be second favourite. The 2 Willie horses aren't rated that high.
Yeah.
That we found something to hammer a little bit there. Make a note, Mr. Big Bandit. You've got a few things to do. I've already given you a few. I've given you a few rules, haven't I? Have you forgot what they are?
No, yeah.
What's the rules I already told you we need to do?
Yeah.
Desert Moorhouse, we want some on. We want some on. We want a little bit on this Western Fold because there's nothing on it. I was saying in the Browns because it beat Final Demand last time. Old School Outlaw, I've told you, Hammer. Supremely West. So let's just get it. Hold on. We're gonna do live on air a Yankee here. We're gonna with this £11 we've won on Unibet. So we've talked today about Supremely West. So here it is off the cuff. Right, for the Potemps, Supremely West, 12 to 1 for the Potemps. Is off the cuff betting from the Bandit. Slade Steel, Jack Richards. I think the stage is too hard. Old School Outlaw. Outlaw for the, what's that for the Mers Norris Hurdle? And then we're going to go with your man. Do we go that Willie doesn't win the bumper? Is that a bad year, Willie, hasn't it? Oh, it is standards. What do we do? Do we go with Willie? Do we go with the rules, or do we think
Willie makes the rules?
Willie makes the rules. Let's go with Willie. Love Sign.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Diana. But I wouldn't put anyone off topping up on this keep him company. Yeah. So you've got 4 horses there in an off-the-cuff bumper. We've listened to the Big Bandit on the final race. Right, Supreme. Oh gosh, I mean, what are we thinking with this Supreme? Mr. Big Bandit, we're on a time limit here. 15 minutes left. I've got. Supreme.
Supreme. Let's have a quick look.
He's on his form messing about. I mean, you've got all Parks down now 15 to 8. We've hammered it at 16s early on. We're happy with that. El Kairos, can you trust it's jumping top to top?
Yeah, you can trust it's jumping.
Can you?
I think so. Yeah.
Fell. Interesting to see Proactive 20 to 1. Bloody hell. I really like. I hope I'm onto a thing with this Proactive for the Triumph.
I think it's more Triumph horse.
So 26 out of the last 29 had won the last start, which Talk the Talk and El Kairos haven't. Or has El Kairos run again since I've done this rule? I think it might have done. Because it had the fall, didn't it?
Oh,
It had the fall.
that's what's his name's horse, isn't
It's
it?
won since, hasn't it? Yes, sorry, I need to change it.
Elliot horse, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so El Kairos has won it last. I thought it had. I'd done this a while ago. It's one of Gordon's.
Yeah, he rates it really highly. So this one is the fastest he's had, I think he says.
Right, so probably need a top up on that, really. All parts down were covered with Bambino. I mean, that can just be in the bloody bin. Talk the Talk. There was one horse, Idaho Sun, this Harry Fry, obviously not as popular as your Willie Mullins. 13 out of the last 14, right, have won a Grade 1. Are you listening? 13 out of the last 14 winners have won a Grade 1. I've already done the Tuesday notes. I've done an episode.
You've done this.
Someone, well, let's just finish. Someone commented saying, why didn't you mention Skylight Hustle? Because that's won a Grade 1. Well, Skylight Hustle is now, it's looking like it's going to Turners. It's 25, so that's why I didn't mention it. Someone commented me and said, why have you not mentioned such a horse? Which was that one. And there was another horse, what had won a Grade 1. Let's find the comment. It's going to annoy me. I don't think it's in the betting now, but let's just get this. Let's call out the heckler here. Hold up. Yeah. Smoking Steve's been messaging me here. I messaged him. He was on Steve, and he said something like, I've been doing a bit of shopping in William Hills. So I said, oh, you've unintentionally come up with a one-liner every bloke can say to the missus, I'm just nipping out to do a bit of shopping. He messaged like, yes, so eventually, look, shopping can cover the costs. Right, what was your talking about? It's someone, I need to go to my channel here. So on them Tuesday rules.
That with
Right, someone put a comment. I want to. Yeah, Crazy Horse. It was Mr. Crazy Horse. He's been an avid follower of the show for some years. Mr. Crazy said, why didn't you include Skylight Hustle? Well, Skylight Hustle looks like it's going Turners. So when we did the Tuesday rules, we didn't speak about it. And Cocktail Brute. No, it's Cocktail Brute actually been, yeah, it's 80 to 1. Christ. Let's stick with what the Bandit had done. You've probably got to have a little bit on this Idaho Sun, bearing in mind it has won a Grade 1. What do we think?
Yeah, good comment. Have a look at this cocktail.
I will do, I'm going to have a look now. So, Idaho Sun won at Aintree, beat that My Daddy Paddy, didn't it? Now, I think this has been knocked down in the betting for two reasons. There was a hurdle took out that day, if you remember. And there's a few saying, oh, it didn't suit My Daddy Paddy. I think this Idaho Sun had it beat. They're both 12 to 1. I think this is if this was a Willie Mullins horse, it wouldn't be 12 to 1. Yeah. That My Daddy Paddy was favourite at one point, if you remember. They were all talking about it. This Idaho Sun's beat it rightly. It's a Harry Fry horse. Let's get on it. You gotta. I keep telling you these rules, and get on the thing.
There's a big difference between Aintree and Cheltenham. There's a big difference in two.
Well, one of them's full of Scousers for a start.
Yeah, no, this is full of Scousers. It's
I tell you what, a shock at it. It's mainly women. None of the men go. Aintree's just it's completely different to Cheltenham. This Cocktail Brew, has it won a Grade 1? Though? It's running a Grade 1. I don't think it's won. So, Mr. Crazy, that's why I didn't mention it. I think Skylight Hustle, to be fair to him, had won a Grade 1. This Cocktail Brew had won a Grade 2 at Furry House. It had won a Grade 2 at Furry House, this Cocktail Brew. I'm just going to triple check that as it won a Grade 1. One at Punchestown. Was that a Grade 1? Maiden Hurdle. So no, it hasn't, Mr. Crazy. That's why it's 8-1.
That's what it's called, crazy.
That's what it's called, crazy, Mr. Crazy. Sending me crazy. But let's just have a. I mean, yeah, it's won a grade 2 in November, and then it's not done so good. 7th out of 8, 4th out of 12 since at Leopardstown. It ran at Leopardstown. It was behind Talk the Talk, Ballyfad, and King Rascal Grey. So, Skylight Hustle, we've mentioned it for the turners, Mr. Crazy. I'm going to be going crazy in the sun. Idaho Sun, you heard it from the Bandit. As always, spread bet responsibly with the bookies money and get on it with the Cheltenham Bandit.